Just made this man so mad. He pulled up the sign and started shaking his fist, and she tried to get away from him, but he just kept following her and got on her bumper, and then so she got off of the interstate and headed down this little feeder road and toward the church building, and he followed her down there just as fast as he could go, staying right on her bumper. And she thought, well, if I could just pull into Walgreens and maybe slide through the pharmacy, and I'll get the attention of the attendant there and get him to call the police. And before she could even get into that bay of the Walgreens, he just wheeled in front of her and cut her off where she was kind of stopped. He jumped out of the truck, and he was so mad, started banging on her car, and then pulled her license plate off of the front of her car and threw it at the car and got in the truck and drove off. Wow! I mean, can you believe people act like that? Kind of scary, isn't it? Well, sadly, they do. And even people act like that probably we would think never would do something. Sometimes in the midst of our rage, in the midst of our anger, we sort of lose a few IQ points. And we don't maybe always see what's going on when others are seeing it and it's quite evident. Maybe that's the case in your marriage. Maybe that's the case in a marriage with someone you know, where there is this conflict. And maybe your spouse doesn't see it as all that significant or all that harmful, but you do, and you feel it. It's important to you, but maybe it doesn't seem important to your spouse. What that really reveals to us is a particular problem on many levels, but one of which has to do with the problem of maybe not always seeing ourselves as others see us. Sometimes in counseling, we share with others this sort of Johari window, as we call it, which representing our life. I don't always get to do this in church, but I have many places where there are 4 window panes in one area. But I want you to look at that window pane at the right-hand side, letting that whole window sort of represent your life. And realize that on the upper right-hand corner, there are things that you know about yourself that other people know. Do you agree? Things you know about yourself that other people know as well. Maybe things you like to do, places you like to go, kinds of food that you eat. Then there's a quadrant of our life up there that maybe of things that we know about ourselves that other people know. And maybe something that happened to us in our past, or maybe some private sin, or something we're struggling with that we know, God certainly knows, but other people don't. And then there's a quadrant over here in our life of things that we don't know about ourselves and other people don't know about them either. Like, how would you respond if while you're on an airplane, the pilot comes on and says, I'd like for every one of you to grab a hold of the seat in front of you, put your head down, and get ready because we're going to crash in just a moment. How would you react? I don't know. I've never been in that situation. Right? So you don't know that about yourself, and other people don't know that either. But what's that fourth quadrant? That fourth quadrant of our life represents things that we don't know about ourselves, but other people. Isn't that true? And I know that that can be the case because although maybe we refuse to admit it or see it, other people don't see it. I was asked to take an introspection test one time and then asked an evaluation and then required to ask a relative, a professor in my class, and then maybe a trusted friend to take the same test about me and then compare my responses to their responses. And I remember getting back the response from the campus minister that I considered to be at the time, and still is. And looking at his responses thinking, what? I'm not that way. What do you mean? I don't have that problem. And I got to thinking about it later on, even though for a while I totally rejected that maybe I did have a problem. But even if I thought in my mind I didn't have a problem, what was I doing that was causing other people to perceive that? And what we tell couples sometimes in dealing with conflict in a marriage situation overall is that which is perceived is generally just as important as that which is true. That which is perceived is generally just as important as that which is true. Because if I can get couples to begin to see, well, I'm not harsh, I'm not judgmental, I'm not, a person that just shuts you out. I'm not cold. You have all those kinds of things. And maybe that's true. You're not harsh, you're not judgmental, you're not cold. But some are perceiving. Why is that the case? And if they're perceiving you in that way, it's creating an issue in your marriage that needs to be done, that needs to be discussed. One of the hardest things in conflict resolution is for us to look at ourselves and evaluate ourselves. Because what do we usually do in conflict? What are we usually doing when conflict does occur? We're usually in the defensive. And as long as that's the case, it's going to be hard to resolve. Now, the Bible gives us a lot of help in regard to how to overcome those, how to see that maybe, a person that can erupt and just act in a certain way that under normal circumstances they wouldn't act, how can we change that behavior? Let's talk about it. Let's take a look at the things and realize that as we go down the road of life and see the conflict that can erupt in the lives of people, notice that we want to remember, first and foremost, that our desire needs to be like Jesus. We sang this song yesterday, "Oh, to be like thee, lowly in spirit, holy, harmless, patient, brave, deeply enduring, who reproach, willing to suffer, others to suffer." So this is a critical point for us to keep in mind that as we deal with this subject, let's notice first of all that conflicts are inevitable. They're bound to come up. And this is a part of what's on your handout. You have that before you can take a look. Conflicts are bound to come up. They're inevitable. Anytime two people get together, for more than a short while, sooner or later, some may arise that are serious enough to wreck the relationship, unless, now here's the part you want to underline, unless you know how to handle it. In working with couples, we will tell them, especially those who are about to get married, do you anticipate that you will have any conflict in your marriage? Oh yeah, I'm sure we have a little disagreement here or there. And we also like to ask, have you already had any conflict? No, not really. And do you anticipate it? Well, maybe, I'm not sure, probably not. We love each other too much. And we will then sort of lovingly remind them of the fact that even the best of marriages have disagreements. We are individuals brought up in two different households, and even though we may both come from Christian families, we still have different ideas about how things are to be done. The things that we can disagree about just are numerous. They just sort of go on and on. And we're also, because of our personalities and because some days we just don't feel good, are maybe prone to being a little bit irritable. And maybe conflict can arise just as a result of our not feeling. So don't beat yourself up and think, well, we're just a sorry couple, that things are really bad for us because we have conflict problems. I want you to realize that it's a fact of life. God created us as individuals with different goals and attitudes and beliefs and behaviors. And whenever any of these differ from another, conflict may occur. The conflict, now notice this, the conflict themselves are not necessarily the problem, but our reaction to them. Let's look at Proverbs 27:17. Open up your Bible. I want you to see something. We have Proverbs 27:17. Proverbs 27:17. So I'm going to read that first.
Iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another.
All right. Iron sharpens iron. Man sharpens, my translation says, the countenance of his friend. Have you ever thought about how you can make a knife sharp? by a clash that occurs with something else that's off. It's kind of strange, isn't it? Whether maybe years ago, a Roman soldier taking a sword, and he's got a rock, and he's sort of going up and down one side or the other, two hard surfaces that are coming together. Or a piece of steel, we're taking that knife and going up and down one side or the other with that steel. We know that something hard, like steel, can sharpen something else like another piece. If we get them going in the right direction. Now, if you take that rock, and you take that stone, or that piece of steel, and you turn it over and turn the blade over, and you start hitting it like that, it's going to dull. It's not going to work. Now, what I'm suggesting to you from this passage is that there is a clash, a natural clash that occurs when people get together. We just have different personalities. There's just sort of a clash, you know. And so the thing is, if we can get those clashes going in the right way, instead of like this, it can actually work for our good. It can actually sharpen us and make us a better person. I like to start there in dealing with conflict resolution because a lot of people sort of avoid conflict. They just, as we'll see in just a moment, sort of stuff it away and try to ignore it, or they become an enabler, and all the while, this other person continues to be a bully, or this other person continues to take advantage of people, or this other person never really gets to grow. And you never really get to grow truly as a person if you don't allow yourself the opportunity to work on conflict. The problem is, most people are doing conflict, go about it all wrong. And they have a bad experience of it. And so the next time some disagreement occurs, they avoid it. They don't want to talk about it. Or maybe some person is always seeking to win, and the main goal is winning an argument. And if you can out-argue me, or with your logical arguments presented in such a way that proves that I'm wrong, then you will be the winner. And so therefore we arrive at the conclusion. And one person may not know control. Sometimes some people don't always think clearly and analytically like someone else does. Some people are mathematicians. Some people are counselors. Some people are engineers. Some people understand the nurturing process that goes along with working out in a garden. We all have different attitudes and different ways of looking at things. And so understand that the process of conflict resolution allows us to get the classes going the right way. And when it does, it will sharpen us and it will make us a better person. So how do we do it? Well, let's take a look at the things on the way here. And the first one is that we really do have to have faith in God if we're going to resolve conflict. We have to have faith in God. Now the next slide, let's go and pull this one up, the next one. It's a very similar one, but we're going to make a distinction between the two. The first one is have faith, the other one is walk by faith. I'm sorry, go back and read it. So the first one, these two right here, is have faith, and the other one is walk. It's the difference. When we speak of having faith, yes, faith involves our looking at the evidence, reasoning to a rational position, to a conclusion about the truth of something. Hebrews 11, verse 1. But faith is much more than just simply examining the evidence. Faith, according to passages like Matthew chapter 8, the centurion that Jesus said, I have not seen so great a faith, no, not in Israel, was a faith that trusted in the power of God, not in himself. Who said, Lord, just say the word and I know it will be done. Faith, yes, involves belief, it involves obedience, but it most, by necessity, also involves trust. This is God, you said it, I'm going to believe it, I'm going to do it. God, this goes against maybe even my own sensibility of why I need to do this, but God, I'm going to do it because you said to do it, because you know me better than I know myself. See, it takes great faith to become a Christian. Because it may not make sense to us how it is that when we go down under the water and come up out of the water, that we are a Christian, a child of God. I mean, water is something we use every day. We drink it. We bathe in it. How is it that now God's going to use that element to save us? Is there something magical or mystical about it? No. We have faith. We trust in the plan of God to redeem us, to save us, so that we can then go on our way rejoicing. The same thing is true when it comes to conflict resolution. God, it may not make much sense to me to say that when I'm reviled, that I should not revile again. See, from a human standpoint, what do we tend to do when we are reviled? What do we want to do? Get even. What does the Bible say about suffering in Christians, that we should be long suffering? Now, I'll tell you what, I was involved in athletics and all that. I didn't like it when someone came across and hit me on the line of car. What was I going to do? Maybe now I'm going to hit them back. It was going to be even harder. They made me suffer, I'm going to make you suffer. The Christian can't live life that way. God has called us to suffer long. Again, that goes against maybe our sensibility. I'm going to, you've insulted me, so I'm going to insult you. Because you've hurt me, now I'm going to hurt you. And that sort of alleviates a little bit of the pain. But God said, don't do that. 1 Peter chapter 2, verses 20 to 22, talking about Jesus. That left us an example that we should follow in his steps. Who did no sin, neither was there guile found in his mouth. When he was reviled, he reviled not again. When he was threatened, he threatened not. But instead, he committed himself to him that judges righteousness. That's what I'm talking about. It's just one example among many of our saying, God, here's what you said. Here's what I feel like doing. You want me to love my wife when she's being so bitter and ugly toward me? You want me to not be bitter against her, but to love her? You want me, woman says to God, to submit to my husband? Well, he's not worthy of submission. He's just not a very good spiritual leader. God, you don't know what he's done to me. God, on and on we could go and keep coming up with things from our perspective that say, this is how I want to handle it. This is how I get control of the situation. By yelling, by screaming, and who can outshout the other person? God says in Ephesians 4. Be angry, but do not sin. Put away things like he says, this clamor, this outcry of shouting. Don't give place to the devil. Return good for evil. If your enemy hunger, feed him. If he's thirsty, give him to drink. In so doing, you'll heap coals of fire upon his head. In other words, it's a way of softening his heart. So, when we speak of God and trust in him, we have to have faith. I just don't know if I can forgive him or forgive her for what he's done. It's hurt me badly. You know that with men, yes, things are impossible, but with God, all things are possible. I love that story where the disciples were listening to Jesus talk about the problems of wealth and how it's going to be easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to get into heaven. And they go, well, who can go to heaven? It's going to be impossible. And he says, well, with men, it's all possible. God, all things. Believe you can. Your husband, your spouse is hurting. It's hurt you, and they've committed adultery, and yet they've repented, they come back. God can empower you to do that. Forgive. Well, that's just one example. What about just things that happen on a day-to-day basis? Things that go on, problems that we face. We have to have faith. And then secondly, we have to walk by faith. That is, does God have a plan for conflict resolution? And there ought to be in the fire, there have been sometimes in various places seminars entire seminar is dedicated to conflict resolution, how the churches resolve conflict, how the family resolve conflict. It's important, I think, step-by-step process that we ought to go through and examine in Scripture to see what's like the book of Galatians. When we learn that conflict resolution starts by our saying, well, what is right and what is wrong? And then there has to be agreement upon that in terms of clearly what's laid out in Scripture. There has to be agreement. God says, thou shalt not do this, you must do this. We have to agree upon it. But then there are a whole lot of things, right, that go on, for example, in the church that are areas of judgment. You know, the list is endless of things that we could disagree about in a church family. And so, what did God put in place? He put in place an organizational structure of loving elders who are among the flock, who work with the flock, who listen to the flock, who, in a congregation where there are times in which there are disagreements, even though they may have a liberty to do certain things, as Paul goes on to speak about Galatians, he says, don't use your liberty for division or stumbling, causing others to sin. Beware lest when you bite and devour you, that you consume one by another. And if you see a brother overtaken in trespass, and you which are spiritual, restore such a one in the spirit. So when it comes to all these areas of judgment, what do? We have conversations. We talk about it. One of the books I mentioned to you the other day for learning the organizational sort of components of a relationship in a marriage is a book called Point. And in that chapter on headship, and looking at the family unit and dynamic, do you know what he uses as an illustration for those men to see this responsibility that they have? He uses Joe Montana and Jerry Rice, a quarterback and wide receiver for the San Francisco 49ers that won 4 Super Bowls. Wow! They achieved great things together. Illustration that I think is very biblical, reminding us that man's no more important than woman. That they are equal in the sight of God, and yet God has assigned them different responsibilities, but it does not mean one lords it over the other. It does not mean that one doesn't listen to the other, that they don't confer. Just like it says Jerry Rice, that Joe Montana would get to the sideline, and Jerry Rice would say, Joe, what happened there? I was open on that pass. You need to throw that. This play's going to work. And he's listening, and they're talking, and then they get in the huddle, and the decision has to be made. But not without a lot of conferring and working together and building a relationship over time and all of that. That's not a perfect analogy. I'm just saying that so many times in our life we forget about what role God has given us. But secondly, we forget about many of the things that we end up fighting about or having a disagreement about are in this whole area of liberty and judgment. And when they are in this area of judgment, there must always be always consideration, surrendering our will. Now, 2 people coming together and say, well, what's best for the relationship? Sometimes that's hard to figure out. I get that. You have to pick your battles carefully. You have to be able to understand that sometimes, yes, something may be okay, and sometimes it may not be okay. Look at Bible examples again in regard to circumcision. On one instance, Paul had Timothy circumcised, right? In another instance, he said, no, what they're doing over here is absolutely not going to be tolerated because they're trying to impose it as God's law on everyone else when it's not God's law. So I realize it's not an easy process, but it must begin by our first saying, what does the Bible say about it? Secondly, if it's in an area of judgment, I've got to understand that I've got to pick my battles. What's most important? Delegate it, relegate it to each of the roles that we have and responsibilities. Talk about it, communicate about it, and go through a step-by-step process again that is available in a lot of good books and materials. I'm saying go to God's Word. There's a way for us to get to a conclusion and a resolution with regard to a lot of the conflict that goes on. But here's an important principle that I hope we all know. When it comes to conflict resolution, think about how to get there, this sometimes helps me. Agreement doesn't always, or acceptance doesn't always mean agreement. Sometimes people think there comes a time that we have to agree on every single thing. Maybe there's a couple out there that does, that agrees on everything. I don't know of one. But the fact that I may not agree with Carla about something, about maybe how things ought to be organized in the house, doesn't mean that we can't resolve the conflict. But I begin to think about, well, those are areas that she is in charge of, and I need to be supportive of those areas and help her and let her make those decisions. I may not agree that putting the green bean cans over here is more efficient than putting them over here. I've seen men try to get that involved in the lives of their wives and dictate and tell everything that they ought to do and micromanage and come up with a logical conclusion, even verbally debate them about what is the most efficient way to do something. And if you don't do it that way, then you're wrong. And if you're wrong, then it's sin. I mean, that's how they reason. It almost becomes sort of this oppressive ogre control freak. Again, agreement or acceptance doesn't always agree. We can accept things and go ahead and go along with the situation. So no matter sin, and we can find harm in the relationship. As we do that, let's pull the rest of this here because we're running out of time. So we need to act in love. We need to approach each other in kindness and concern. These are all in your handout. And you need to establish, notice this one, very important, a mutual atmosphere of vulnerability and transparency. Until we are willing to open up our heart, not in a critical, mean-spirited way, and I'll talk more about communication in the last session today, about good communication patterns. Until we're willing to be vulnerable and transparent and admit that we're wrong, and admit that we're struggling to sort of figure this out maybe, or that we've got some emotions and deep feelings down there that need to be expressed without judgment, without being criticized, so that we can listen and go back and forth. We're never going to be truly united brothers. Relationship of any depth at all demands that we open up and that we're vulnerable. And that we not be criticized for our vulnerability, or for our weakness, or for our crying, or for our expressing frustration, maybe trying to find the right word. And some people process out like that. Some people are very calculated, analytical in their thinking. Others, they're not quite so much that way. Being effective listeners to this process. You know what I have couples do? Sometimes I'll hear them going back and forth about what the other one's saying, and I'll say, now, let's do something. What I want you to do, your job, husband, is just to listen. To not judge, not analyze, to hear. And what I want you to do is, when she is through talking about the concerns and problems she has, is I want you to repeat back to her what she said. Okay, no problem. And I can tell you about 9 times out of 10, when we go through this exercise, man will add something to the sentences. Or he'll infer something. So you don't like it when I go fishing with all my buddies every week. Maybe she didn't even bother to go fishing. And it's hard for us to listen. One of the biggest things I remember Carla telling me years ago when we were working through and getting conflict skills, as a married couple we have that, as we grow in skills, how things we disagree about, is how important it is for her to be present. Again, not always did I say, oh, you're 100% right, I totally get it. The fact that we're willing to listen and we're trying to understand, and that we are being repeat back what they said. Yes, listening to understand, so that they know that they're hurt. Effective listening is absolutely critical, because not only does it show the other person we care and we love them, but it also allows us to really get to the root, to get away, to sort of dispel the myths and put a aside the misunderstandings that so easily sort of are generated just by the fact that these individuals tend to borrow trouble, we make things worse than they are, we sort of speculate and we have our ideas, and so it allows us to really get to what the real problem is. But as we go through this process, notice that one of the things that we've got to make sure we control that often shuts down conflict resolution problem. So think about controlling your anger. And remember what the Bible says, that God, yes, commands us to be angry. But it also reveals that we should not sin. Anger, now notice, that is petulant, that is verbally abusive, that is demeaning, that's violent, that's vengeful, that's uncontrolled, harmful to others, self-serving, or hypocritical. Sinful. Yes, Jesus was angry. Yes, we can be angry about injustices. But a lot of times our anger isn't righteous anger. I've seen anger manifest itself in relationships because either the person was feeling guilty about something, and it's a way to sort of cover up their guilt. Wondering, why are you so angry about this? What's going on here? You know, that's my phone. Don't be looking at my phone. Can I have any privacy? First of all, I'm so angry about it. You think you're trying to control me, aren't you? What's really behind that? It's guilt. Because there are messages coming from somebody else. He doesn't want her to see. There are things that maybe he's thought or he looked at, but he doesn't want her to see. Sometimes people are angry because of guilt. Sometimes they're angry because of feelings of inferiority. Someone said something to us. I've seen this in class with students. You know, somebody makes a point and kind of tries to make everybody laugh. And in the midst of that, at the other person's expense, another fellow student, and what happens is that person gets mad. I even years ago saw two students get up and go at each other physically. Why? Why do they get so angry? Because this student was made to feel inferior. He was made fun of. And anger was a defense mechanism. It was a response to sort of protect inside. That's not the way we can. First of all, why do we feel so inferior when people make statements to us? I know it hurts. Yes, we get it. But we have to judge ourselves in the light of God who loves us and cares about us. That's where our sense of worth and value and identity should come from, is God. Not what everybody else thinks. Again, I know it's hard. My point is, many times our anger erupts because maybe there's something down deep inside of us that has not been resolved in the past, our own experiences. Or maybe something that's gone on in a relationship, and so we erupt. Just not a good way to deal with life. So, if we think about anger, what we remember is normal God-given emotion. Anger is often different, though. Divine anger is often different from man's anger. Anger can lead to sin. So, all is natural control. Now, look at the next line. As we're dealing with this anger, and as we're dealing with conflict resolution, let's make sure that we're not practicing one of the following styles. Here they are on the back of page 2. And some of this we're going to come back to later lesson. I'm sure you can buy some lessons depending upon how long the seminars are and so forth. And I apologize for the small type here, font, but there's a lot here I want us to see. Here's how I find that some people deal with conflict. Some of them are bullies. Sometimes we might reject truth. We might be very right about something. But we withdraw grace. We pump our dominance angrily take charge of the situation, and we become a bull in a china shop. We recklessly tear the situation without gaining understanding or perspective. We force our ideas, we use one-way communication, we intimidate, we interrupt, we become belligerent, we make demands, we feel hurt, we argue, we become closed-minded. We, in essence, bully people to act in conformity with our wishes. By the way, I always read these every time I put the little things in the past, made mistakes in, even with our children, acting like a bull, not sorting it out. I always think about Jordan and Jacob being outside the church parking lot of a busy intersection there in Griffin Springs where the church was located at that time, right after school, and I hear him screaming and yelling outside, and I look out there, and Jacob is on top of Jordan, trying to pull the basketball away from him. He's hitting him, and I get all angry. Of course, a lot of anger is embarrassed while the probably running down the road. Get in this tree right now. What are you doing beating up on your brother like that? And he says, but Dad, I told you to sit and listen. But Dad, no, don't say a word. But he's the one, don't say what I saw, what I saw. And I hear Jordan back and say, Dad, you didn't listen to him, he's right. It's like the first time his brother admitted that his other brother, because he knew he was getting in trouble. And what Jordan had said is, if you can steal this basketball from me, he thought it was a hot shot basketball there. You can steal it from me, then you can keep it. Well, he stole it from him on the first little play they had. And so then Jordan decided, no, I'm taking it back. It's my basketball. You can't have it. It's mine. Well, Jacob said that didn't understand that. It was his. He made a promise. Now, that was not the best way to try to get the basketball back. I understand it. But my point was, what did I see when I went out? I saw only from the limited perspective of what was a larger problem, the situation that was going on that I was not privy to. How many times do we erupt and get so angry, trying to take control of the situation without understanding the context, without understanding really both sides of the story? Don't be a bull. Don't be the kind of person that just jumps in like that. Now let's look at the next sort of so-called resolution of the style, and that is so-called postal. This is an approach that when we withdraw truth and we withdraw grace. First, we take a passive, submissive, weak, or compliant posture out of fear or insecurity. We don't want to create problems. We don't want to lose our job. We don't want to get in a fight or make waves or become controversial or be unpopular. We become doormats and we let others walk on us. But then at the same time, now notice, at the same time, we take a hostile, unresponsive posture toward a person out of anger or hatred. We lick our wounds, we tally their sins, we suppress our true feelings and emotions, we turn inward and we become introspective, we secretly plot their demise and wish evil on them. Then it all explodes. And by the way, sometimes along the way we can become passive aggressive in that process. No, we're not out of that. Maybe we do things intentionally, sort of undermine. Hurt. Why that? See, we withdraw truth and we withdraw grace. Well, what's the third way? The third way is an enabling process. This is a combination. And the other combination is where we project grace while we withdraw truth. Instead here, though, of dealing with the problem, we just let things happen. We show the same weakness, compliance, and submissiveness as the last profile. But instead of getting angry, we try to appease the aggressor. We want to be accepted, loved, and popular, and keep people happy, so we meander and compromise while the whole world around us deteriorates. You see families like that? I know things are bad, but we're not going to go to some counselor. We're not going to go and cut find help. Just sort of smooth over differences and conflicts, value harmony over truth. We enable. We speak falsehoods to achieve artificial peace. We seek to become one big happy family or country club, sort of power around with them. But we know what's happening is that the family becomes dysfunctional. The walls are falling in all around. Maybe one parent becomes a hero, the other one becomes the one always Let's reflect on these various approaches. Difficult people and situations. What happens when we act like a jerk about difficult people? Rejecting truth at the expense of grace. What does it do? It provokes. It exacerbates the problem. It creates hostility. What happens when we go postal with difficult people? Withdrawing truth and grace. Bearing our heart. Wishing evil on others. Backfires. Destroys us. We become bitter. What happens when we tolerate the difficulty? Rejecting grace at the expense of truth. It enables it. We get taken advantage of. They're never helped. What happens when we show Christ-like behavior with difficulty? What happens if we truly think about passages like Ephesians 4? We think about practicing these principles. Yes, rejecting the truth, but doing so in a way, as I gave this handout to some of you men last night and having there, are not being authoritarian in our bringing up the positions of right and wrong and good in the way that God says it. There's a lot to this and a lot of components that we can add to this as we go along. Grace and truth. As we go down the marriage road of life, when things were great, and when we started out happy, that can be that way even better. When we follow God's will, and when we control our anger, when we seek to resolve and to make marriage great, to exercise the spirit of humility and willingness to serve one another.